Hey, this is my RBR story, and I'm so happy to share it with you. You know, Paul and Stacy have such a tremendous, tremendous system going on here. And I'll be honest, when we first got involved in my first RBR back in 2019, I was a little unsure. I'll be honest, because I thought things were okay. They weren't super, but they were certainly okay. We weren't struggling. We were like most folks. We were getting by. We were in that survival mode, and we weren't thriving. That's the bottom line, I think. But RBR is a fantastic opportunity for you to not only engage more deeply with the content that Paul and Stacy share with us, but to engage more deeply with yourself on a deep soul level, to find that within yourself that you have opportunities to grow. We all tend to look at others outside ourselves and say, I wish my life was like that. Or sometimes we look around and we say, geez, I'm glad I'm not them. I'm doing so much better. But the truth is, we weren't doing as good as we could do. We weren't anywhere near as good as we could possibly be. Looking back in 2019, I can't believe how far we've come. And RBR was such an integral part of that. And there's a couple of reasons that I'm such a fan of RBR. I think the first one is the tribe itself. The content is awesome and amazing, and it always is. But there's nothing like being in person, learning from Paul and Stacy, and sharing that space with all these other people who are there for the same exact reason you are. Just trying to become a little bit better, trying to get a handle on how we're out there in the world, how we're interacting with our partner, how we're learning how to grow. It's not something that comes naturally to a lot of us. And for myself, I was always under the assumption that I had this. I had this under control. I knew what I was doing. But the truth is, it wasn't. I wasn't. So RBR helped me there. The tribe is such a fantastic aspect of it. There's nothing like being in a room full of people who are at the same level of desiring to get better. Okay. The turning point for me, I think, was about halfway through that first day in my first RBR. I'll be honest again. I might say that a lot because I think people sometimes don't believe all these videos. And I was of the mindset like, what's going on here? We knew Stacy and Paul from a while back, but I had no idea of the depth and the breadth and the scope of the program that they offered. I had no idea how much I would be able to grow and how much I would be able to change thanks to RBR, because it helped me get into that mindset that showed me I still have opportunities to expand. I have opportunities to get better with my partner. I have opportunities to go within myself to learn a little bit more about myself and why I act the way I do and how I can change that and how I can become a better husband, a better partner, better at all my relationships. So RBR is a wonderful opportunity. If you're thinking about going or you're hesitating, there's absolutely no reason not to go. And for you guys out there, you need this. You really do. You may not think you do, but you do. And RBR will change your life. It certainly changed ours. And it's the opportunity to change that Paul and Stacy bring to us and present to us in RBR. This is an opportunity to continue my growth. And every RBR that we go to, every live event we go to, every piece of curriculum that we consume just takes us further and further along that path. So it's been a fantastic journey. I can't imagine what life would be like today if we hadn't said yes to RBR, if we hadn't actually taken the risk, that leap of faith, and made the commitment to go. But not only made the commitment to go, but made the commitment to make the most of going, of spending the time, of getting involved, of interacting with the other members of the tribe there, because there are so many people there who just love you, support you, have been down roads very similar to yours, have struggled in their relationships. And when that energy meets, when that energy gets together, it's just such a fantastic thing. So I highly recommend it. I can't say enough good things about RBR, about Paul, about Stacy, about relationship development. Take it upon yourself. You owe it to yourself to take this chance to commit to becoming a better version of yourself. So RBR for me has been life-changing. As I said, I really don't know where we would be if we hadn't gone to that first RBR. It certainly changed our lives, and I am 100% certain that it will change yours too. Thanks for listening, and have a fantastic day.